Hi guys, it is Kim and Sloane Petersen with Petersen Group at Keller Williams, and we are here today to talk about something near and dear to our hearts, and that's how to invest in real estate.
All right, so today we want to talk a little bit about investing and what that looks like. I know a lot of people are scared about taking those first steps, and it doesn't have to be this huge thing where you're actually buying a big apartment complex of 100 units or something like that. You can start out with little to no money down if you have some solutions and some situations that you can go to. So we want to talk a little bit about our career. So we started investing in real estate long before we were even realtors, and we've been landlords actually for about 13 years now. And I remember we were working at our prior job, which was we were for the state of Utah, and we were just kind of at a dead end job, right? We were at the kind of the top of where we could promote. I started thinking about our retirement, right? Like, what are we going to do for retirement? And I knew that we could probably, if we, went through the 28, 30, 38 years, we would probably lose our pension if we made it. So I'm like, we need to think about something. So I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and of course, a lot of things in that book don't really make sense anymore as far as how you can do it, but the mindset in there was super important. And so what we started thinking about was money, right, and how different we can use our money. And I used to be totally against leverage, right? I was into Dave Ramsey and buying things in cash, and I would never even buy a car in cash. I mean, in with credit, right? I would buy it in cash. So I went the opposite way, which was leveraging, and I started looking into duplexes, and we found a duplex in inner city Ogden for $89,000, which we wish we could go back to that, right? I mean, I wish I had a time machine. I'd buy 10 of those. By the time, we could get in, we were able to house hack, which is basically you move into the investment as an owner occupant, and instead of having to have 25% down with reserve accounts, you can even go FHA and get in with as little as 3.5% down, and then have a cash flowing investment property. So there are some things you have to know, and you do need to intend to live there, to live there for at least a year. And really, you don't want to commit mortgage fraud. So if you are not intending to live there for a year, don't go into it, thinking that you can skirt the system. But what we did is we moved into it. The whole mortgage was $630 a month. We were used to already paying $1,000 a month in Salt Lake City, and so we were cash flowing even just $400, right, just off of there. So we moved in there and we rented the other side out, and we were actually only paying $100 a month to live there, almost mortgage free, right? We're just paying some utility money, and we ended up saving that money that we were making or that we're used to saving for about 12 months or maybe a little bit like 15 months. And we actually ended up moving into another condo that we got at a still for $60,000, and we just kept doing that, right? As we got more involved into that, we started using a 1031 exchange, which defers your taxes. You can trade one asset for another for a like property, and then we actually ended up getting our townhouse. So we ended up actually building a portfolio of rental properties with starting off with just $3,000 down. Right now, obviously, it's going to cost a little more, but it's still not very much. So.
Yeah, house hacking is definitely a great way to get into it. But if that doesn't sound like it's for you, if you're like, hey, I have a family, I don't want to move into this small rental property, there is other ways such as cashing out some of your equity on your current home. As we've talked about with several people, and you all know, you've got a lot of equity in your current house. So if you're not looking to move into a property, but you do want a rental property, a great way to use the equity in your home is to help purchase that rental property. And your rents should offset the extra payment, so you will have something else increasing in equity while somebody else is paying for that mortgage.
Exactly. That's a good way to start building for your portfolio, your rental portfolio, and also a retirement, right? Most of us, even if you have a good retirement, who couldn't use an extra, few $1,000s coming in a month once you're paid off? So the cool thing about that, right, is 25, 30 years, now that's a cash-free asset. You own it free and clear, and now you're going to be getting, those passive incomes along the way, so.
Absolutely. And the more rental property you own, the more equity you're getting. You can then cash those out, buy more rental property, and there goes your investment career started. So those are just a couple of ways that you can start investing in real estate. If you ever have had any interest, you will know that that is Sloane's passion. He loves investing and he could talk for hours about it. So please feel free to reach out to us with any questions, any comments, anything you guys want to see from us. Call us at 801-529-3867 or send us a DM.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. And as always, we're keeping it real estate. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.